Okay, Christian. First of all, let's just get this out of the way. Here we are in this film room. We watch college and NBA players be interviewed. Everybody's talking about reviewing film and stuff like this. I didn't know you had this kind of access to a film room like this. Do you come in here on your own and check out film and stuff like that?
Yeah, me and my position coach, we always come in here. Even my head coach, we come in here. We analyze the games. Most of the time, we do the games that I play bad in. Cause that's the games, you see what you could have done better, what you couldn't do better. You do your scouting, and you do all types. So we live in here. I mean, we always here like at least once a day. So.
Yeah. I saw you on the way in. You punched in the code, so I could tell you were right at home here.
yeah, exactly.
All right, well, since you left Augusta for Charleston Southern, you've been gone most of the calendar, whether it be summer school and working out in the off season and everything. So we really haven't had a lot of chances to talk to each other. So hopefully we'll get 20 or so minutes here to really chop it up.
Yes, sir.
And that's where I want to start. When you left Augusta and you came here, I remember you told me you were gonna, hopefully play a lot right away. Mm-hmm. Did you expect to hit the ground running the way you did, lead the team in scoring, lead the team in rebound all 3 seasons from day one?
No, not exactly. Not exactly. Like, if I had it mapped out in my head, I wanted to go in, earn my position, earn my spots, And I actually was like, okay, coming off the bench because, it was a hard transition for freshmen. So, I was going to go in there, try to ready to learn, be coachable, play my hard, be tough and be tough-minded because I know, because off the court is even harder. So, I left Augusta. Fortunately, we was able to, it was like, I think we was eligible for an overseas trip or a foreigner trip. So, I did really good. I think I averaged like 19 points and then maybe 5 rebounds. And ever since then, it was just took off from there.
Yeah, and you mentioned you're fine with coming off the bench, but that very first game against Florida State, you started and scored, I think, 17 points, played really well. Did that surprise you?
It didn't surprise me because, your first little jitters, your first game, nothing like that. But at the end of the day, it's still basketball. It's still 10 feet. The rim's still 10 feet. The ball's still around. So you just go out there and play basketball. And it's the same thing in high school and college and pros. It's still basketball.
Yeah. And a couple things I remember from that game. One is you diving on the floor. I was really proud of you for, laying your body on the line. But then also your AAU coach, Greg Williams, was there. And he was there for you for so many big moments of these last 3 years in college. Tell me a little bit about his influence on your life.
He's been one of the most, if you go off of not related people, he's probably one of the most influential guys that I ever met. He impacts me in a lot of ways. Not just in basketball, but in life. Teaching me some lessons as a man. He teaches me how to be show examples how to be a good man, a good businessman, a good father, a good coach. He used to pick me up from school, pick me up from the house. We used to go hang out. But he looked out for me. The environment I was raised in, it wasn't a good environment, and he understood that, and he catered to me, and I appreciate him. And he was with me all my big moments. He was there, and I just want to show great gratitude and thankfulness for him and his family to allow him to do that for me.
Yeah. It's so clear to see his influence on you, and you guys both say, I think it's trust the process.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's something that it's obvious has made a huge impact on your life. It's great to see.
Yes, sir.
Well, then, so you go from playing great at Florida State in your first game. Next thing you know, week by week, you're being named Big South Freshman of the Week, Big South Freshman of the Week over and over, and you're leading the team in scoring, leading the team in rebounding, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue at the end of the year, they don't name you Freshman of the Year, which was a mini controversy. A lot of people around our way were really upset about that. Just curious. And I'm not trying to talk bad about the young man, but the guy who won it, did he progress through the years in the Big South?
It's funny, Maceo T.
Okay, I'm sure he's a great player.
Yeah, he's now at Baylor now.
Okay.
So he's one of my best friends.
Neat.
His birthday was 2 days ago, and I talked to him just about once a week. I wasn't really mad about not winning the freshman year because Mason was a good player and he was on the #1 team.
And I knew, like, everybody was so mad about it, and I figured that it was like, well, you give it to a guy who's impacting a championship team. But go ahead.
Yeah, so I wasn't really mad about it because he was a great player, great freshman, and the team was #1. We was in 8th. Although I thought it was a little, maybe I could have went my way because I broke the record for most freshmen of the week in Big South history or tied it or something like that. But the most thing I was really kind of upset about was I got honorable mention that year. And I thought, and so that means like 10 people in the league was better than me that year.
Now, honorable mention for first or second team all conference.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
So I was like, if it's 10 people in the league better than me, I said, okay. All right. So then I think the next game, it was a statement game to the league and then to the whole conference that, okay, if I'm going to put up these numbers, I think I had like 18-7 in the first half.
Yeah.
Finished with like 29 and like 10 or something like that.
Yeah, I was going to say 28-11. I think it was in the first round. You won a play-in game, and then this was the first round of the Big South tournament.
Yeah. So then I think I gave, after the press conference after the game, Coach was like, here's your medal. I said, keep it. I don't want it. Keep it. I don't want it.
It's not about the awards, right? It's about what you do between the lines.
Exactly. Yeah. So, that was a good statement, a good moment of my freshman career. So, yeah.
Yeah. And then, so then from there, it was kind of like I remember the Big South Conference Media Day before your sophomore year. You were preseason, first team all league, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you were first team all league both your sophomore and junior year.
No, second team.
Second team sophomore year, first team junior year.
Yes, sir.
And who won Player of the Year? It wasn't you this past year.
Nah, Chris Clemens.
Oh yeah. He's a heck of a player from Campbell. Yeah. Good for him.
Good
for him.
He'll
probably be having his name called maybe in a week or two. Yeah.
So.
Okay, so just a storied 3-year career here, and we'll get to the next step in a second. I know everybody wants to hear about all those details, but to kind of finish some of that up, talk about with you being here on campus. Year-round for 3 years. We just went through the weight room. There's, here we are on a random Thursday in June,
yes, sir.
And guys are in there working out, really getting after it. Talk about the routine here versus maybe like before you came here and you're in Augusta, and no offense to like high school basketball, but it's just a different world. Division I, the preparation that goes into what you do versus like high school. Back at home.
In Augusta, we at Laney, Coach Buck, we never really had a weight program, like a serious weight program. We always had conditioning. We always worked out, practice. Typical high school stuff. But once you get to college, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of mental. I think it's a lot of mental and time management. Because although you're not restricted to 8 to 4 or 8 to 2:30, like you're in high school.
Yeah.
You have classes, and like say you might have an 8 o'clock, then you gotta go get some weights, but you gotta make sure you eat before your 8 o'clock. So you gotta wake up at 7, and you gotta prepare your day. Like you're waking up at 7, you gotta prepare your day for. We might not go home till 7 o'clock because you got weights, you got study hall, you got class, you got treatments, you gotta eat lunch, you got practice, you got workouts, and then you got treatments after that, and then you gotta go back to study hall. Then you gotta make sure you get homework done. And a lot of people don't know that it's how hard it is for a student athlete, especially a Division I athlete, because you got to start it in June or July.
Yes.
Because I think most college Division I programs, where all their kids are supposed to report to school in July.
Yeah.
So then you got some of your summer half chopped off, and then the more you want to work, you might come in May like I did, May through July.
Mm-hmm.
So now now you got to factor in not seeing your family as much, especially if you like. I was fortunate enough to be 2.5 hours away from home. Let's say from a kid from Miami or California or Texas that they got a flight to go home. So then you got Christmas, and like over the years, I think I had maybe 2 days at home at Christmas. So I mean, it's not really a lot of time. So it's really a job.
Yeah,
it's really a job, and if you really love this game, it's like it wasn't a problem for me because. Fortunately, I wasn't being close to being home, but at the same time, I didn't want to go home because I've been home, 16, 17 years. I could sacrifice 4 years of my life to make me a better person, a better student, a better player. I could sacrifice 4 years. I mean, it's not gonna hurt me. Augusta's gonna be Augusta regardless of the year. You know, my family's still gonna release love and support. So I think it's the mental aspect of it and the time management and the sacrifices you got to make. I think that's the biggest transition from high school to college.
It speaks to your maturity because I'm sure you can sense it and feel it, but you know, you're a celebrity back in Augusta. You know, I always call you and Don Coleman guys a hometown hero.
Yes, sir.
And that's just how it feels. Like I don't make stuff like that up. Like it feels like you're a hero, and I'll even call you hero in text messages from time to time.
Yes, sir.
And so it would be easy for you to fly or gravitate back towards the comfort of where everybody's praising you and telling you how great you are. But at the same time, you show a lot of appreciation for the support you get home. So tell me about that, like the inspiration that you get from, you know, I'm sure it's young people, older people, men, women, family, fans, maybe even people that don't even maybe follow basketball closely, but they maybe know your story or know you as a student or as a person. Talk about the inspiration that you draw from the people who support you back home.
I love Augusta, and like they show the amount of love. I mean, because I always want to go back and, you know, give back every time I go home. And, you know, I always try to, like, you know, I was just talking before that I was talking to Grovetown, and I go to Laney, I talk to Laney, and I go talk to Team Power, the younger kids, and just see how much they just, like, just know who I am. And it just shocks me because I was one of those kids looking up to, like, Rod Hall and all them guys growing up and, like, thinking, I want to be like Rod, or I want to be like Frank, or, you know, all these guys that I watched growing up.
Right.
And it's just a testament to, like, how hard work pays off. And I didn't take the most prettiest route to get where I'm at now. And, like, you know, most people didn't even know what Charleston Southern was before I went there. And just the way they just absorbed me and, like, supported me all through the 3 years, all through high school. I mean, it's just fortunate enough, you know, the fan bases at Lane is just unbelievable.
Yes.
And I just, you know, if you're not doing it, everybody has a why.
Yeah.
You know, everybody. I have a lot of whys, but one of my whys is to give back to the people that's coming up after me, and give it to the future basketball community, the future leaders of tomorrow. Yeah. And it's why not start in Augusta? Yeah. If I could impact one kid, then I did what I need to do. Yeah. So I mean, my story is. It's not the best. I mean, I'm not saying it's like one of the best stories, but it's a story. It might touch somebody. You know, it might hit home to somebody. Yeah. And I always go. I mean, like, you know how some players might feel like too big time. I never feel too. They call me open gym. You know, I go to open gym, play. Yeah. I be telling them, yo, maybe you do this, do that. Come at me. I'm gonna guard you because I want to make you better. Yeah. You know, anytime kids in high school hit me up, text me what workouts. You want to work out? You want to play me 1-on-1? Let's go. Yeah. I mean, because I was one of them kids. Right. So, and it just, I don't know if it's inspiring, but that's just the type of guy I am, man. I love everybody, man. And like, I mean, I always believe home is what's to go first, man. I mean, like Dion here, I mean, I work out with him. Yeah. I mean, I don't even think we really said a word when we was at home, and we came close when we came together in Charleston. And like, we just
talking about Dion Craig.
Yeah. So
Josie guy.
Yeah.
You know, back home, you said you didn't say a word back home. Maybe a little bit of a rivalry.
Yeah,
but now
we're like one of the best friends. I mean, he's like a mentor, like a big brother to me. Yeah. And he works me out. I mean, he tells me what I need. He tells me what the truth is, if it's good or bad. Yeah. And I thank him for it. I mean, and then it's crazy how just us being from Augusta, or us having that Augusta connection, just made us close together. Yeah. Well, and then another guy that, you know, a school that could be called a rival, Glen Hills, I keep calling him Tim Williamson because of the other young man from Glen Hills, but Timmy Sellers, teammate. Yeah, Timmy, man, he's a hard worker, man. He's a hard worker. I mean, he's staying in the gym, and like when we go home, man, he hits me up like when we get in the gym, when we're doing that, so I go get him. He's amazing student in the classroom. You'll never see no trouble out of Timmy. That's great. I mean, he's gonna be what people are gonna talk about in the next few years. I mean, and all my teammates are. I mean, I believe they all gonna be special. Yeah. And I'm glad I met them. God put them in my life for a reason. Yeah. And maybe to help them or them to help me. But I learned from all of them. Timmy is one of the most humblest. You know, he's low key, but Man, he's funny though. He's funny. A lot of people don't
Okay,
know he's
okay.
funny though.
Good,
But,
good.
That's my guy. That's my little bro.
Yeah. You know, you mentioned looking up to guys like Rod Hall, who played at Laney and then started as a point guard at Clemson.
Yes, sir.
And you know, if you think about how much you looked up to him, how much you followed him at Clemson, and then let's bring that into your current situation. You're leaving for Chapel Hill tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
I mean, no offense to Clemson basketball, and certainly no offense to Rod Hall. He's one of my favorite human beings on earth.
Yeah.
But you know, North Carolina basketball is a whole nother story. I can't even imagine the impact that's going to make on people who watch you during the next 12 months. Let's talk about, you know, the road to North Carolina. I know when, you know, there's a certain idea out there like, okay, Christian's going to Charleston Southern, and substitute that for any other player in Augusta. And people support people, so they say, well, maybe he'll probably transfer from there. You know, very early on, people were predicting that you were going to transfer. But I think people had in mind, you know, after 1 year or 2 years, I don't think the grad transfer thing had really hit anybody's mind until recently. When did you start to think that you might not finish up at Charleston Southern and you might transfer somewhere, and that you might do it so as a grad transfer? When did those first ideas start popping up into your mind, and then take me through to like where we are today?
Honestly, I came from a background where Laney, we win. Maybe lost 17 games in my whole high school career.
You mentioned online the other day, maybe the greatest high school team in area history, won 29 straight games your junior year. You've been a part of some great teams. Go ahead.
So, I hate losing, but I'm not a sore loser, but I hate losing. I love winning. And then, you know, in high school, that was instilled in me. Middle school, I won a middle school championship. So college, you know, first 2 years was rocky. It was very rocky. Won 12 wins, lost 19 games, I believe. You know, it hurt it, you know, because I felt like, you know, we should have won more.
Yeah.
Sophomore year, we did a little better, but still, we lost a lot. We lost. So then I sat down with myself, with my dad, with Greg, my aunt, you know, thinking like, man, I gotta go to a winning program. I got to. So transferring, you know, this generation now transferring just like this.
Yeah.
So, but I'm believing I'm a real guy in loyalty. So I'm a real guy to being up front. So I told Coach, I said, Coach, I'm thinking about transferring. I have thoughts of transferring. So I called him on the phone and said that. He met, you know, picked me up. Had a heart conversation, feeling like why we should transfer. I was like, I don't like losing. Coach said, da-da-da. So Coach said, looked me in my eyes, said, trust me one more year. I was like, Coach, why should I trust you? In 2 years we've been losing. And he was like, have I ever led you on the wrong path? I was like, okay, you right. So then he brought up the point of I'm on track to graduate in 3 years. Now first he said we was gonna experience the NBA draft to see if you could get a workout. If you do get a workout, we could learn from that. You know, it's glad to put you through it early. You can declare twice. See how things will operate. See what you need to work on. Get the feedback. I said, okay, I'll do that. We do that all May, so I stayed May. So then he brought up this point. It was like, why not be a grad transfer? So I was like, okay, what you mean? He was like, okay, give me this next year. Give me everything you got your next year. So you've been here 3 years, you graduate. You graduate, you're alumni, you did it the right way. Right. Then last year, I give you my word to explore the option of grad transfer. So I was like, okay, we shook on it, trust them.
Yeah.
So sophomore year, we already knew that I was going to potentially grad transfer. We didn't know in stone. I still wanted to come back. I mean, it wasn't no like, okay, after the season, it was 100% sure.
Right.
So, but we decided we was gonna like fan it off until the end of the season. Mm-hmm. So, just like everything else in the world, stuff get out.
Yeah.
Stuff get out that these rumors that I'm graduating in 3 years.
Sure.
I'm gonna be a grad transfer. A lot of people didn't believe it because it's very hard. Oh, trust me.
Very hard to graduate in 3 years.
It's
Yes.
very hard.
Yes.
Being a student athlete.
Yeah.
But a lot of people didn't know, like you said, I mentioned earlier, I didn't come home much.
Right.
So May, June, or July, I'm taking May class, that's one. Taking 2 classes in June, 2 classes in July. That's 5 classes, that's a semester.
Right.
So I do that for 3 summers. That's a year and a half
Right.
that people,
Yeah.
you know. So, man, my dad always was good on, just why not take class? Why not take class and, you still get, cost of attendance.
Yes.
So why not take class even if it's online or it's in class? And plus, I'm only 2 hours away, so it was easier. So beginning of sophomore year, me and him sat down in this room right here.
You mean junior year?
I mean, yeah, before my junior year.
Okay.
Me and Coach Ray sat down in this room right here. It's like, if media asks, if anybody asks, just, no comment or focus on the season.
Sure.
Which I wasn't really trying to focus on.
Of course.
But obviously, my teammates knew that I was on track to graduate because they figured I was taking these classes when I'm just playing basketball and playing badminton and, I'm like, why you taking all these elective classes? So they kind of got the memo. So they used to tease me a lot. But, I told them, like, it's not 100% sure I'm grad transfer. I'm just focused on getting to the tournament this year and being the best team we could be this year.
Yeah.
And, they said, they supported me either way. So fast forward, we had a great season. We had a historic season.
Yes.
If you ask me, the best season I had since I've been in Charleston Southern. The best statistics season I had in Charleston Southern since I've been here. I shot it well. I proved it from 3. I had a triple double.
Yeah.
I'm second and I'm 5th all time and all these accolades, all this first team and all tournament and 18 wins, first postseason win. Yeah. In CSU history, you had, everything went exceeded what we thought, and that's the honor to Coach Ray and his coaching staff, and what kind of program of coaching we got here, and just the and you gotta be a character guy to help your guy, your best player. Coach Ray helping your best player to go off and have that option and keep your word, because most people don't.
Right.
Really, they give you the cold shoulder, be like, okay, go and do what you do.
Right.
But he understand, like, he was doing what's best for Christian Keeling, not for what's best for him or his program. Right. At the end of the day, he cares about his kids. He actually truly loves us. Yeah. And if that's best to go and towards another program, then why not hold? Why hold him back? Yeah. And I mean, he's one of the most. In this process, it's probably the hardest on him, but the one who had to stand tall the most. Yeah. So I just want to give a lot of respect to him. So I always do that because this process is very hard for him. I know it, but he had to stand tall and fight and give his word like he did to me before the season. So with that being said, so I put my name after the Hampton game we lost. That next morning I put my name in the transfer portal. I received about like 15 calls in like 10 minutes. Right. It was crazy. And I was in class and it was like crazy. Yeah. From all these schools, I think Louisville was the first school. Right. So I'm like, all these schools start calling, all these big name schools start calling. So then I'm telling Greg, I'm telling my dad and my aunt, Coach Ray, I'm like, all these schools like listed. I'm like, wow, this is how I feel to be an All-American. Right. So it was kind of overwhelming and like, wow, like I really put the hard work and But the good thing about being a grad transfer and being a high school recruit, high school, you need them to offer you. The ball is in my court now. Right. So now I'm real like you said, I'm very straight up guy. So I'm like, hey, I understand your system, college, but I need to talk to your head coach. The head coach need to be recruiting me, stuff like that. So, fast forward a little bit, like a week, you start chopping down lists and, getting to people that you're actually, considering. So, then that was the hard part when you get to like 11 and 10, then you got to knock off a few. Then you got to start making officials, but everybody wants officials, so you got to see who you actually. Is
it like high school when you get 5 official visits? Okay.
Yeah. So you get 5, so you got to know who's like, and where you actually go to, like who you will actually go to. So we fast forward, cut it down a little bit. So I made top 5. Yeah. So top 5 was North Carolina State, Georgia Tech, Clemson, North Carolina, and Purdue.
Yes.
So, the way that North Carolina came in, it was a little later. Purdue and North Carolina was a little later.
Okay.
Because they were still playing in the tournament.
Yeah.
So, they was talking.
So at that point, maybe you're hearing from an assistant, but not much, or
I didn't hear. I think North Carolina and Purdue, I didn't hear from them until
Okay.
they lost.
Okay.
Because I mean, it's understandable.
Sure.
I was still hearing from Texas Tech,
Mhm.
which was in the national championship, but after they lost, after both of them lost, or whatever, they started recruiting me. Actually, the assistant came down. I started talking to Coach Fred from North Carolina. So he came down. He's actually was the main recruiter, him and Coach Roy, but he's the main assistant recruiter. So Coach Roy got a few ties because he has a house out here.
Yeah.
And I think Easter Sunday.
Okay.
Matter of fact, we met in this room right here. He listed all his stuff he needed and stuff.
He came here.
Came in this room, listed all the depth chart and the what we need, like what they losing and stuff like that. And we talked,
On that whiteboard.
on this whiteboard right here.
Me.
And then we talked about life and we talked about just building a relationship with them. So then they was like they need to get me on the visit. So then I think I was already scheduled for Georgia Tech, and then I was already scheduled for Clemson.
Yeah.
And I'm not that type of guy, just to So I'm like, this is my day. I got Georgia Tech and I got Clemson, and nobody's moving it. I'm already getting my words I was gonna come. That's why I'm not that type of guy,
Mm-hmm.
So we took Georgia Tech visit. It was a great visit. Georgia, that's home for me.
Mhm.
Georgia. It was a great visit. Great coaching staff. Great players. It was great to be in Atlanta. Great to see old friends and family.
Sure.
Clemson was a great. Clemson was one of the schools that was in the top two. Clemson,
Yeah.
Without being honest, they was.
I kind of thought you would go there.
Yeah.
Rod and just something about it made me think.
I had a lot of Augusta ties with that, and then Coach Ray and Coach Brunell, they daughters in the same sorority.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Ray's daughters go there. Rod Hall, which is from Augusta, Leah Collier, that was there.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a lot of people that connection there. My assistant coach now was on staff for Clemson and graduating from Clemson.
Okay.
So there was a lot of stuff there. Coach Brunell and Coach Smith and Coach Dean and all of them, they did a great job recruiting me, and it was a great school. It was a great situation, and then that was an unbelievable situation. So then I go take the visit to North Carolina. So
Now you mentioned Coach Williams being here. Did he? I don't know if the word's offer when you're a grad transfer, but did he make it known that you had a spot if you wanted one when he was here?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
He did.
All right.
And he just wanted to make sure, he's real big on relationships.
Yeah, he wanted you to see the campus, get to know it as a
Yeah.
potential home. Okay.
Yeah. So, and I told him, so they kind of somehow we made it, because it was kind of hard because it was finals week. And it was see where they could get a bit. They really want to get me a visit in before, certain recruits and stuff like that. So we got in we didn't even have a whole visit. It was a whole day. We got in a Wednesday night or something. A whole day Thursday. No, it was a Monday night. A whole day Tuesday or something like that. And then I left on Wednesday. So it wasn't really a whole 48 hours. But we seen the campus, the tradition and all that, which is unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Blow your mind.
Yes.
My dad is a diehard North Carolina fan.
Really? That's
Diehard.
neat. I love it.
Diehard North Carolina fan.
Yeah.
So he just taking pictures.
Yes.
My uncle came. He asking questions, taking pictures. So I'm just looking wow, this is crazy.
Yeah.
This is crazy. That I didn't. And then talking to Coach Roy. Just I talked to everybody, every coach that recruited me. I told him what my components was. And where do I want, and where do I want to go to a place that has, and one got to be the culture. The culture got to be about winning, about love, about family. 2, I want to play in the NCAA tournament. I want to play in the NCAA tournament. 3, academics. Make sure they have the master program that I have, or the situation that even if I don't finish this year, I can always come back
Mm-hmm.
and finish. Because that's one of the main reasons what got me to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Without the academics part, don't get it confused.
Yeah.
I won't be in the shoes I am now.
That's true.
And also just, obviously I'm not saying that people promise me minutes, but minutes there,
Yeah.
minutes, that, have significant minutes on a roll.
Opportunity to compete for
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
And then this there's exposure and stage. ACC is probably the best conference in college basketball, if you ask me. So and then they checked all the boxes, which some other schools did too.
Yeah.
But when you talk about North Carolina, it's Kansas, Kentucky, Duke, North Carolina. We talking about the blue bloods now.
Yes.
If they giving me these opportunities and this check box, it's hard to say no.
I agree.
And the biggest thing is they lost 6 people.
Yeah.
They lost a lot of scoring and rebound.
Yeah.
So it's a fair game, and they need it.
Yeah.
They actually need it. It's very rare a blue blood need that much,
Yeah.
lose that much. So for me to come in, I think it was perfect timing to bring what I have to the table, and then the type of guy I am. He's just gonna be absorbed. I'm a fun-loving kid, and it was just. I think it was just a guy-written story.
Yeah.
I
I agree.
And it just happened. So, it just happened it's like the pieces.
Yeah.
And then I think, if you ask me, the next piece is just so written is the Final Four is in Atlanta.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't even think about it until somebody brought it up to me. My uncle brought it up, and he was like, it's in Atlanta?
Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
Wow.
Imagine going back to my home state in
Yeah.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
And it's just unbelievable. And now that I'm about to leave in 24 hours, 48 hours, I'm actually gonna be with the team, with the coaches. And it's time to put my head down and go underwater and get to work.
Yes.
And learn and absorb and build this family that with my coaches and my teammates in the community. And just be the best player and be the best person and best student I could be at North Carolina.
Well, the Tar Heel Nation is getting a treasure of a man. You talk about it being perfect timing with all those different things lining up.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a saying that luck is when preparation meets opportunity or something like that. And it wouldn't be, you put yourself in position to take advantage of that perfect timing by graduating in 3 years, by being here 24/7, 365, working your regimen. I'm pretty sure not every player on every Division I team takes advantage of the opportunity in the way that you have, and so you deserve this opportunity that you've been granted, and I cannot wait to watch you take advantage of it. Before we sign off, I know we're getting close to time.
It's cool. It's cool.
One of the things that just probably made me emotional while you were going through committing and all that was the outpouring of support from, you're a hero in Augusta. You're a hero here on campus at Charleston Southern. And then all of a sudden I'm watching you become a hero to this global fan base that is, I don't know if they call it Tar Heel Nation or not, but the University of North Carolina is a worldwide phenomenon when it comes to the basketball program. Mm-hmm. So talk about the outpouring of support that you got from total strangers who are now a part of a huge family that you'll join starting, I guess, tomorrow.
When they first heard that North Carolina was talking to me, man, it was blowing my social media up.
I bet.
It was. I was like, hold up, and then I got so many followers, and stuff just started. I'm like, God, Lee, they were like UNC Tar Heel. I'm like, okay, all right, this is crazy. But the things that hit me was I go to my friend's basement, I see North Carolina stuff all over it. And then their parents is North Carolina diehard, so I'm like, oh snap! Or I go to the airport and I'm in the bathroom, using the bathroom, and somebody tapped me. It was like, I would be at your game at North. I'm like, okay, let's take a picture. And then
so random Carolina fans notice you out on the streets now. I love it.
Because I'm walking around because I still got my Charleston stuff and so I went to Miami to visit. I'm going in the Atlanta airport. I was in Tampa. Airport, and I'm with my friends, and I got my Charleston. I was like, I seen the Charleston 7 stuff, and I see your face. Christian Keeling. They was like, can I take a picture real quick? I can't wait to see you play in that Tar Heel blue. And I was like, thank you so much for the support. And it haven't really hit me, but you know, it's starting to hit me. But I think once I get on campus, once I play the season, play the games, it's gonna hit me more than I think it is. But right now, it's like, you know, I'm just out of these imagination. But right now, I'm just very like balanced and low key and humble about it. But I don't know how it's gonna hit me. But whatever hits me, it's gonna be fun. And I'm love the community, all for the fans, and I don't think I'm too big for it. So I'm ready for the situation. I think I'm ready for this next step in life, and I'm ready to conquer it.
Well, we're ready to cheer you on. You know, I hope we don't bombard you with too many requests for tickets.
Yeah.
But you know, it's gonna be a happening every time the Tar Heels tip it off next year, because our favorite son, Christian Keeling, proud graduate of Laney, proud graduate of Charleston Southern, is really taking on a big stage next year, and so I know everybody who's watching this is cheering you on big time, and I appreciate you sitting down with me. Maybe we'll do it in Chapel Hill one day.
Just let me know when.
Okay, thanks, man.
Thank you.